that we have one side that has so much pride negatively because they lost.
We out here in these streets.
We were talking about in the podcast that's attached to this segment, attitudes and personality. One of the things that I see in our political climate today is pride. This is one personality trait and attitude that is a two-way street. Pride can be positive, or it can be used positively towards positive things, or it can be used towards negative things. And we are in a point in our politics right now, and I believe this is some historical, that we have one side that has so much pride negatively because they lost. They're hurt because they lost. They lost the election. They lost power. They lost the black vote. They lost this. They lost that. They so mad. They're so prideful that they won't work with the current administration. I tell people all this. I don't care whether you like it, Trump or not, or like the Trump administration or not. You could go off on your feelings about how you feel about things are happening and however it is. 9 times out of 10, when you go off on your feelings about something that is factual, you're going to find a flaw in it. And it's going to make you look bad. So sometimes you got to go off the facts of things. And when politics, it's all about facts. You can't be in your feelings with politics. And this is the problem with our current Democratic Party. This is the problem with our current liberal ideology, is that we're so emotional about everything. We cannot focus on actually doing something positive. But we can't even see, okay, just because I tell people, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. Let's say Trump is just this big old racist, right? Just because he has a racist ideology or he is racist doesn't mean that he's not doing some good things for the country as a whole. Let's take one example. And I'm gonna take the example that Democrats and liberals always fight for. Planned Parenthood. The owner of Planned Parenthood is a known racist. The whole point of her, she put it in her memoirs. This is not no made up stuff. She wrote this, she said this out of her own mouth. She said that she wanted these communities because she felt that the black community was growing too fast. She wanted to kill black babies, wanted to kill minorities. That's what abortions were for. This is why they're predominantly in minority neighborhoods. So, if this, in fact, Planned Parenthood is a good thing for women's health and women's bodies and women's rights, it was created by a racist. That's all I'm saying. But if, in fact, Trump's a racist, then, he can't do anything good. I mean, he took out Salami, whatever his name is, who was a known terrorist. But yet you got people so prideful on the other side who is defending a terrorist. We got people like Kaepernick, who's so prideful and uneducated, where he's saying, this is attack on brown people. It seemed like white supremacy. Like what? Bro, you just called somebody who is killing Americans. Like, okay, let me say this. I really would like to see any of y'all who are complaining, liberals, who complain about this whole Somali thing and think it's a bad thing and talking about it's about killing a different race because he's a white man. Let me see you go to Iran. Because you best believe, even if they did not take out Soleimani, he would have took out one of y'all if he had the chance. He would have took out one of us if he had the chance. He don't care about y'all. He'd drop a bomb over here quickly if he had to. Iran has hated us for long periods of time. And then y'all think because over Obama, there was no rumors of war? You don't think that there wasn't war? Half of the Afghanistan war was because of Iran secretly taking the money that Obama gave them and did what? And funded their terrorist activities in Iraq and Afghanistan. But yet we defend them because of pride. Because we don't want to admit that this president that we don't like is actually doing something good. We don't want to admit. We don't want to see that. In the beginning of his administration, he gave black colleges $21 million to keep thriving. No presidents gave that much money to a black college. The association, anyway. Y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that the border walls is helping with the job creation, bringing the jobs back is healthy. The economy is healthy because of this guy, because of pride. And you know what? We cannot fall into the rhetoric of the Democratic or Liberal Party. Because honestly, I've ran into a lot of liberals, and not all liberals believe this. Not all Democrats believe that. It's just the people who control at the top the narrative of things is the ones making it seem like everybody in the world hates this man, and it's not even true. And we can see that in the poll numbers, because his numbers are up. Everybody knows the impeachment is a scam. Everybody knows it. But we got to put down our pride and start admitting that and saying, okay, we need to stop this crap and let's move on. If you like this video and more, make sure you're logging on to YouTube, the Wiley Life, also Speak Music Radio, also Cypher on the Block. All those platforms have different content on there. Obviously, Speak Music Radio is my radio station, which my Cypher on the Block is featured on. And there's other content there from BB Talks and a lot of different things. Interviews that we've done at Stellar Awards, as well as on the Wiley Life. It's all the content that I create. And Cypher on the Block is specifically this podcast. Make sure the whole podcast is in full. That's the only thing that's posted on there. All the clips are posted on the Wiley Life. So make sure you're subscribing, and pushing the notification bell, because I want to know that you make sure you're supporting. If you like everything I'm doing, support me by going to my Patreon account. That's The Wiley Life Patreon. The Wiley Life. Look that up. Become a Patreon. There's going to be some Patreon exclusive content that are going to be going. If you become a Patreon at certain levels, you will get gifts from my merch store. My merch store. You can also support me that way. If you just want to go get some merch, you can support me that way. That's on teespring.com/stores/The Wiley Life. Make sure you follow me on all of my social medias. That's Chris Conscious on all social medias. That's The Wiley Life and Cypher on the Block. Please, please, please. And we out here in these streets.